Massey and I were talking recently about just HBO in general. Oh, it's one thing. Massey and I have probably been fans of HBO original programming since it started. And I think you would agree that there were kind of a few shows, we'll call it phase one, right? Where HBO did have some original programming in the early 80s, but it didn't take off, you know? Phase one probably started in 97. And Massey and I believe there's 5 shows starting from about 1997 to 2001.
All right.
Of HBO original programming that kind of paved the way for shows like Deadwood. Okay. It's for HBO to keep continuing that programming. If these shows wouldn't have been successful, they may not have continued with the original content. And being an HBO Hall of Famer, you know, we're curious if...
You want me to guess?
We're curious
Deadwood,
if you know
Deadwood
what our
doesn't
5
count.
are. Well, Deadwood's 2006.
Deadwood doesn't count.
No, Deadwood's 2006.
We know that's going to be your number 0.
All right, I got this.
Now, I'll give you a hint. There are 3 dramas, right, Mass? Yeah, there's 3 dramas and 2 comedies.
Correct. And so these are like the shows that put HBO on the map and then paved the way for streaming.
I got this. Carnival.
Okay, Carnival's not on the list.
It's not on our list, but we wanted to hear yours.
And I'm a big Carnival. That's not on our list. Now, Carnival, I'm a huge Carnival fan. Want to hear something funny? I'm actually rewatching it right now. But go ahead.
Sopranos.
Yes.
That's on the list.
True Blood.
True
Blood on your list.
True Blood is fantastic.
But here's the thing. True Blood was after Deadwood. So how did that pave the way for Deadwood? So here's what you got to think. So I'll tell you what. The range, 1997 to 2001.
Sopranos.
There's a show before The Sopranos. There's a show that was probably, in my opinion, what started everything.
You said comedy, so that was The Office, right?
The Office was on NBC.
Oh, look at me. See, I'm not that great at this. So here's what I was going to say. Sopranos, True Blood, Carnival, the one with the wives. What's that called?
Big Love.
Big Love.
Okay.
And then there would have been...
These are all great answers.
You said 5, and you said a comedy. So I don't know what the HBO comedy... I mean, Sex in the City, but that was like a release of Sex in the City.
There you go.
Was that the comedy? Sex in the City. Okay, because it wasn't originally HBO, was it?
No, it was.
Okay, it was.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so Sex in the City, Sopranos, Big Love, True Blood.
And Carnival.
And Carnival would have been my answer.
That's a great...
So what are your answers?
True Blood was fantastic.
It was. So was Carnival. Carnival, I actually get so angry when I re-watch it and the fact that it was just canceled after season 2. I want to rip my TV off the wall. So our list...
I mean, obviously it's after Deadwood, but I mean, Game of Thrones. You can't talk about HBO without mentioning Game of Thrones. So what are your 5?
So that's a great thing you brought up. So that's actually the concept of this whole exercise, right, is Game of Thrones, HBO was already on the map. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So in our opinion, the shows that put HBO on the map is the very first show that I think got people really interested in HBO was Oz in 1997.
Okay.
All right? After Oz, the next big show was The Sopranos.
Okay.
So Oz led into The Sopranos. Okay. Sex in the City.
Okay.
All right. That was 1998. Everybody talked about Sex in the City, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
The next drama that everybody forgets, it was probably... besides Game of Thrones, was probably the most watched show in HBO history. 6 Feet Under.
See, I never saw it.
6 Feet Under has won more Emmys and more Golden Globes than any HBO show in history.
See, we had the advantage of using Wikipedia last night, but
we did. And then the last one, which is a comedy, is the longest running show in HBO history and one of the longest running shows in television history. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
See, I never watched that either. So here's the thing, though.
Were you not a Seinfeld fan?
Yes, I was. But what you're doing is you just picked these 3 years where I had just moved to LA and I was so broke. I didn't even have a television, let alone HBO.
Well, you were kind of immense in the acting scene, too, trying to get jobs.
When I was on Deadwood, I actually had to get a subscription to HBO just for that season so that I could watch it and then cancel it.
Well, tell you what, listen, if you are a Seinfeld fan.
I mean, I can't argue with you because those are all critically acclaimed shows, but most of them I've never seen. So if I just had to pick out my best HBO shows ever, it would be Deadwood, True Blood, and Game of Thrones.
I don't disagree with either of those.
Your list was better than ours, for sure.
Now, listen, I will tell you, I really enjoy an herbal refreshment. And then I like to watch Curb because Curb is Seinfeld on steroids.
Okay, and that's Larry David, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Curb is everything they wanted to do on Seinfeld but couldn't do on network television.
Yeah.
I loved Seinfeld. I loved Frasier. I loved Friends. Like that whole, NBC block there at the time when I was in college. That was amazing.
So I definitely recommend it if you want to laugh your ass off because the best part about it is
HBO Max these days.
it's all improv.
And it just ended last year. So
Wow.
it went a few decades,
And that's the most incredible thing.
Like 20 seasons to catch up on.
Yeah.
Especially from an actor's perspective, the fact that, I watched this thing about the making of it. So Larry David literally shows up with an outline. That's it for the scene. And then they all improv every scene in the show. And you're just like, this is really incredible. It really is. So I appreciate you entertaining our little exercise.
You're welcome.
There,
No, I like that. I like that. I like playing games.
We knew you would be good at that. Yeah, thank you.
Any other trivia games we want to play that maybe I'll do better at?
We're not prepared, but maybe
we're not
for part 3.
For part 3, we will.
Next time.
Yeah, next time.
I think you should come up with a game for every podcast. Like how David Letterman did, the top 10 blah blah blah. I think you should do that for each of your guests.
That's not a bad idea. Thank you.
That's awesome. Yeah.
You're welcome. See, that's what I do.
So listen, we have to write it down now in the paperwork that if that ever takes off, and Leah has to get 1.5% royalty.
I'll take it.